Hi, this is Dr. Lynn Fox again. I'm here to go into the fourth TESA interaction. Again, TESA stands for Teacher Expectations and Student Achievement. We have gone through one interaction from each of the three strands. Remember the three strands that we talked about and that are on the chart right now. Now we're going into the second group of interactions for each of the strands. Number 4, TESA number 4, is individual helping. What happens is with high achievers, when they do not know the answer to something, they actually go to the teacher to get assistance. With low achievers or students that do not feel that, hey, they've really done the best they can, they basically avoid the teacher. So what happens is they don't learn what they need to learn, and then they are setting themselves up for failure, not only on this assignment, but the other assignments that are coming down the pipe. So what can you do as a classroom teacher, whether you're a substitute, a regular teacher, or elementary, or a high school teacher? I'm going to share with you a couple of ideas that I think are very easy for you to implement. So one of the things that is a good thing is to ask students, after you've asked a question or you've given an assignment, to please write down what they might need help with. That's a simple thing. Usually teachers don't do that, and they assume that because they gave instruction that all the students understood it and are ready to go. So find out and then use proximity and walk around and check in with the various students in the classroom. Number 2 is it goes along on the same path. It's not in writing, but as the students are doing their work, you do something called checking for understanding, meaning you walk the room, you ask questions along the way, and you make sure that all the students are doing the work and that they're progressing with some form of correctness. And if they're making a mistake, that you're right there to see it and be able to give them information that will help them correct their mistakes. Another thing that is very helpful with students is to make it okay that you don't know all the answers and that it is okay to ask for help. This is one of the things that I found working with special ed students is many of them, they will not because they feel stupid if they go and receive help from a teacher. One of the things that I think helps here is before a student even comes to the teacher, say, be sure and ask one of your peers first and see if you can get the information you need, and then come up to me, both of you come up to me, because I want to make sure that both of you have that information. And on that note, I'm going to have Sandra Elliott share some of her great ideas. See you next week.
Hi. I'd like to make a few additional comments about how you can better deliver individual helping. And one piece of that I think is very pertinent for subs and beginning teachers is how you deliver your directions in the beginning. Because if students are clear about where they're going, or they get much clearer, and later on you've set them up in pairs, there's a likelihood that you'll have less of a problem of having to deal with that once the activity gets started. We have in our little book a specific part which is pages 135 and 136. And I'd like to say that particularly if you don't know the students, that in your class, which is probably going to be mixed, you're going to have English language learners, you're going to have maybe some special ed students. And if they are English language learners, they lack the prior knowledge. So the greater clarity that you can bring when you start them in the beginning with directions will make a difference. One piece, of course, is even before they come in, that you've written down the steps of whatever the activity is, so you can refer to it as a visual. That's a really, I can't emphasize that enough. It'll keep you on track if you're a sub, and it really helped me when I was in the classroom. Another one is give the directions, break them down into steps that are very clear and that they're numbered, that you can refer to. Also, before they get started, call on various students to say, now, just so that we're clear and everyone's on the same page, would you tell me the first step? And a student mentions it. Call on another student using your roll sheet. Could you mention the second step? And once they've done that, you can say, okay, let's see who has really good memory. Who can tell me all of the steps? Now, I want to emphasize that TESA is a hierarchy of more basic types of interactions. And we ended the last time with proximity. So once you're delivering the directions in a clear fashion, what you need to do is use proximity. By moving around, you can more quickly identify who's off task and needs individual help and give it. And what you want to do is create a low-stake environment so that students are not put on the spot and your low achievers feel safe and are willing to come forward and ask for help. And with that, I'd like to prepare for our next step in TESA.